The Ghost of Four. A. The chill that seeped into Robert's bones had nothing to do with the December air outside his small, one-bedroom apartment in upstate New York. It was the chill of another sunrise he'd meet alone. At 50 years old, Robert was a man carved from the American dream's rougher edges, a dreamer whose clock had simply run out of minutes. He sat on the edge of his worn olive-green sofa, the springs beneath him groaning in sympathy. The glow of the digital clock on the old VCR, a machine he kept more for sentimental value than for use, read 4 a.m. This was his hour, the hour of ghosts. Robert had been a master carpenter. His hands, once capable of transforming rough lumber into exquisite, seamless cabinets, were now arthritic, stiff, and unreliable. 10 years ago, the housing market hiccuped, then gasped its last breath, taking Robert's small, independent business with it. He remembered the day he had to sell his workshop, the smell of sawdust and varnish clinging to his jacket like a last, desperate hug. That was when Sarah left, not with malice, but with a quiet, defeated sadness. "I can't live on the almost, Robert. I need a solid foundation." "You used to be that foundation," she had whispered, her voice heavy with the grief of a shared future lost. He didn't blame her. He just hadn't found the solid ground again. Now Robert worked part-time as a night cleaner at a massive, impersonal retail store. The irony wasn't lost on him. A man who once built homes now spent his nights cleaning up the discarded packaging of cheap goods imported from overseas, the same goods that had slowly strangled his craft. Tonight, his ghost wasn't just Sarah or his business. It was his daughter, Emily. He hadn't seen her in 6 months. She was in college, an hour south, on a partial scholarship he still strained to top up. He knew she was embarrassed by his job, by the smell of industrial cleaner that sometimes lingered on his clothes. When he called, her replies were short, punctuated by the eager noise of her vibrant, new life. A tear, hot and defiant, traced a clean path through the stubble on his cheek. It wasn't pity he craved, but connection. He picked up the single faded photograph from the end table. Sarah and Emily, squinting happily into the sun at a backyard barbecue 15 years ago. A life he had built, now dismantled, leaving him in the empty framework. At 4:30 a.m., Robert finally stood up, his knees cracked like dry autumn branches. He didn't turn on the coffee maker. He couldn't stand the smell anymore. He simply pulled on his thin polyester work jacket, the orange safety vest folded neatly in his hand. He knew that across the city, the United States was waking up, a dizzying, relentless machine of ambition, commerce, and relentless forward motion. And Robert, the forgotten cog, was stepping out into the dark, not to chase the dream, but to clean up after it. His only hope, the small, brittle one he nursed like a dying ember, was that one day Emily would look back and see not the cleaning man, but the man who had worked alone, in the darkness, so her light could shine. "Would you like me to write a short letter from Robert to his daughter, Emily?"